If you're over 60 and your nights end with dry eyes, restless sleep, and forgotten names, don't blame age just yet. Because what you're feeling, the blurred vision, the mental fog, the way you wake up more exhausted than when you went to bed, isn't just getting older. It's something deeper. It's your brain and eyes quietly breaking down overnight because they don't have the tools they need to repair themselves while you sleep. I've seen this happen again and again. A once sharp mind that now forgets appointments, names, even entire conversations. Eyes that sting by evening, water for no reason, or lose focus in dim light. Sleep that no longer restores, but leaves you dragging through the day. If any of this feels familiar, you're not alone. I'm Dr. James Porter, and for more than 30 years, I've helped older adults protect the two parts of health we depend on the most, the brain and the eyes. And today, I want to show you something that's helped hundreds of my own patients. A simple change in what you eat before bed. Not a supplement, not a medication. Just 3 everyday dry fruits, humble, natural, and backed by science that help repair your nervous system, calm inflammation, and bring your mind and vision back into balance while you sleep. Each one plays a different role in the healing process. The first is surprisingly sweet and works like a gentle antioxidant broom, sweeping away the fog that builds up in your brain and retina. The second fuels your neurons and eye cells with exactly what they need to stay sharp, hydrated, and well-rested. And the final one, the most powerful of all, has been quietly restoring clarity and confidence in older adults who thought they'd already tried everything. So if this is your first time here, welcome. This is Senior Brain Vision, where we share natural, science-backed ways to protect your eyes, sharpen your memory, and restore your energy after 60. If that sounds like something you could use more of, consider subscribing. It's free, and it helps us reach more people just like you. Now, let's take a closer look at the first food in this nighttime healing trio and why it could be the smartest swap you'll make this week. Let's start with something small. So small, in fact, that most people overlook it. A raisin. That wrinkled little fruit sitting quietly in your pantry has more power than you might imagine. Most seniors think of raisins as a topping for cereal or a sweet bite in a cookie. But when eaten the right way at the right time, raisins become a gentle but effective tool for restoring clarity to both the brain and the eyes. Here's why. Raisins are rich in natural antioxidants called polyphenols. These compounds are like a cleanup crew for your body. All day long, your brain and eyes are exposed to stress from sunlight, from screens, from pollutants, and even from your own metabolism. This constant stress creates free radicals, unstable molecules that attack your healthy cells like rust eating away at metal. The result? Inflammation, damage, slower thinking, cloudier vision. But polyphenols neutralize those free radicals. They calm the inflammation. They allow the retina to breathe again. And they help the brain's internal network stay open and efficient. A study published in Nutrients in 2020 found that older adults who consumed more polyphenol-rich foods had significantly lower oxidative stress and better mental scores. Another study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience in 2017 linked polyphenols to slower cognitive decline in seniors over a 3-year period. Raisins also contain boron, a trace mineral that plays a quiet but essential role in mental sharpness. Boron helps with attention, memory, and the speed at which your brain processes information. In 1994, researchers at the USDA Human Nutrition Research Center found that low boron intake was associated with poorer performance on tasks requiring coordination and mental speed. And while it's often overlooked, raisins also provide iron, the mineral that keeps your blood carrying oxygen. The brain and the eyes are both oxygen-hungry organs. When oxygen runs low, even slightly, mental fatigue sets in and vision begins to blur. But here's what makes raisins different from other sweet snacks. The natural sugars inside them don't spike and crash your energy. Instead, paired with fiber and nutrients, they release slowly just enough to keep your brain gently nourished through the night. I usually recommend a small handful, 1 tablespoon about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. That's all you need. Not a pile, not a bowl, just enough to trigger the body's natural nighttime rhythm. Ellen, a 64-year-old retired art teacher, once told me she used to remember every shade she mixed while painting. But lately, she'd forget colors she'd just created minutes before. We replaced her nightly cookies with raisins. A month later, she said, "I still forget sometimes, but now I catch myself. I can follow my thoughts again." For eye health, the benefits go deeper than most people realize. Raisins contain phenolic compounds that help shield the retina from oxidative damage, one of the root causes of age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. If your eyes feel gritty when you wake up or small print looks dimmer than it used to, your retina may already be under stress even if you haven't noticed yet. This doesn't mean you need to panic, but it does mean your body is asking for help. Raisins offer that help, not in the form of a pill or a supplement, but as real, whole food. For seniors managing blood sugar, small portions can still work well. Unlike refined sweets, raisins bring balance, energy, fiber, and nutrients that work with your body, not against it. Remember, more is not better. Consistency is what matters. One small serving, chewed slowly, paired with a glass of water. That's enough. When you nourish your eyes and brain before bed, your mornings begin differently. Less fog, more clarity, a better chance to feel like yourself again. Next, we'll look at a food shaped exactly like your brain and why that design may not be accidental at all. Hold a walnut in your hand and take a moment to really look at it. Two folded halves, a central ridge, a tough outer shell. It looks like a miniature brain for a reason. Nature doesn't design by accident. Walnuts have long been known as brain food, but their power extends far beyond keeping you sharp during the day. When eaten before bed, they support deep, quiet repair through the night, not just in the brain, but in the eyes, the nervous system, and your sleep cycle itself. The star nutrient here is alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fat. It's essential for brain cell membranes. When those membranes are strong and flexible, signals travel faster and more clearly. But with age, damage and inflammation begin to harden them, slowing down thinking and weakening memory. ALA helps restore that balance. A 2015 study in nutritional neuroscience found that older adults who consumed more ALA had better working memory and faster processing speed. But there's more. Walnuts also contain natural melatonin, the compound your body uses to signal that it's time to sleep. As melatonin rises, your nervous system relaxes, and your brain enters the deep cycles of rest where true healing happens. You may fall asleep without it, but you don't reach the level of sleep where your brain resets, repairs, and stores new information. That's why even a full night in bed can leave you waking up foggy. Walnuts help guide your body into that deeper rhythm. In 2016, researchers writing in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found that seniors who regularly consumed walnuts slept better and performed higher on memory and reasoning tests. Walnuts also fight inflammation, a key player in nearly every age-related decline. Their antioxidants help calm the stress inside your blood vessels and neural tissue. That includes the retina, the optic nerve, and the hippocampus areas where even mild inflammation can interrupt vision and memory. And there's another compound worth mentioning, arginine. Arginine is an amino acid that helps relax blood vessels and improve circulation. For seniors managing high blood pressure or reduced oxygen flow, better circulation can mean sharper thinking and more comfortable vision. It ensures that oxygen and nutrients reach the places your body needs them most, especially during the overnight repair window. Why take walnuts before bed? Because that's when your body is already working to repair itself. With the right tools like ALA, melatonin, and arginine, it can do that job more efficiently and gently. Just 2 walnut halves, about 30 to 45 minutes before bed, paired with water, is all it takes. It's not about loading up. It's about timing and giving your body what it needs to do what it's already trying to do, heal. No bottle, no marketing, just a whole food that works in harmony with your biology. Each time you include it in your routine, you're supporting the systems that help you think, remember, and see clearly. Next, we'll look at the final member of this trio, the smooth-shelled nut I call the gentle shield, and how it protects your nerves, your eyes, and your most precious memories. Let's shift our focus to something simple. A food you've likely seen 100 times, maybe even eaten this week. Almonds. They may not seem like much, small, smooth, easy to miss, but almonds carry one of the most powerful nutrients for aging brains and tired eyes. That nutrient is vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant. It doesn't just float around in your blood. It travels deep into your tissues, especially into the nerves and the retina, where it builds a quiet shield against stress. Your brain is made mostly of fat, so is the retina. That makes them highly vulnerable to oxidative damage, which builds up silently as we age. This is one of the key drivers behind forgetfulness, mental fatigue, and visual strain. Vitamin E helps stop that damage. A 2014 study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that older adults with higher vitamin E levels experienced slower memory decline over time. That's not magic. It's science, and it begins with what you feed your cells. In your eyes, the story is similar. The retina is constantly working. Even in sleep, it processes light, motion, color, and all that work generates tiny sparks of damage called oxidative stress. Vitamin E acts like a fire blanket. It helps soothe that stress and keeps the retina's cells from wearing out too quickly. Over time, this can mean less dryness, less blur, and less strain when reading, watching screens, or adjusting to light changes. But here's a detail many people overlook. To get the full benefit from almonds, you need to soak them. Soaking 5 to 6 almonds overnight softens the outer layer, reduces compounds like tannins, and makes them easier to digest, especially for older adults. The nutrients become more available, and the digestive system does less work to absorb them. I often recommend eating these soaked almonds about 30 to 45 minutes before bed, not as a snack, not for taste, but as a nighttime support for your nervous system. I remember Margaret, a 6-8-year-old retired teacher who came in with constant eye fatigue and foggy mornings. She'd tried eye drops, stronger glasses, and even extra sleep. Nothing worked. We added soaked almonds to her evening routine. 3 weeks later, she said, "My eyes feel awake before I do." Just that. Beyond vitamin E, almonds also contain magnesium and healthy fats that help calm the nervous system before bed. This may be part of why some seniors sleep more soundly after adding them to their evening routine. The best part? You don't need many. Just 5 or 6 soaked almonds, chewed slowly, paired with a glass of water. That's it. Taken consistently, they offer gentle, steady protection, the kind you don't notice right away, but that builds over weeks. Protection for your vision, support for your memory, and a small sense of control in a time of life when many things feel out of your hands. Next, let's bring everything together. How almonds, walnuts, and raisins form a powerful trio that works with your body while you sleep. One simple habit, 3 ingredients, and real change from the inside out. So now we've seen what each food can do. Raisins to support blood flow and antioxidant defense. Walnuts to rebuild brain circuits and reduce inflammation. Almonds to shield your nerves and restore the eyes. But what happens when you bring them together? That's where the real power lies. I call it the Night Repair Trio. A simple combination of 3 familiar foods taken at the right time, in the right way, to quietly help your body restore itself while you sleep. This isn't a supplement. It's not a secret pill or a trendy powder. It's real food, natural, recognizable, and surprisingly effective when used with intention. Here's how I recommend you do it. About 30 to 45 minutes before bed, take 5 to 6 soaked almonds. Add 2 to 3 walnut halves. Then 1 small tablespoon of raisins. Not too much, not too little. Just enough to send the right signals to your brain, your eyes, and your nervous system. Eat them slowly. Chew them well. Don't rush. As you do, you're not just feeding yourself, you're giving your cells the materials they need to repair the damage that builds up over time. You're helping tired eyes recover from light and strain. You're calming the mind for deeper rest. And you're supporting memory pathways that quietly weaken with age. Pair the trio with a small glass of water. This helps your body absorb the nutrients and stay hydrated through the night. Most important of all, make it a routine. One night won't change everything, but several weeks of consistency, that's when the shift begins. I've seen it again and again. Seniors who thought their mornings would always begin with fog and fatigue suddenly wake up with clarity they hadn't felt in years. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. And here's something many people miss. Timing matters. Don't eat this right before you lie down. Give your body time to digest, to begin moving those nutrients into your bloodstream. That window of 30 to 45 minutes gives your system a head start before the repair process begins. If you have diabetes or digestive concerns, you may need to adjust the portion. In those cases, I usually suggest cutting the raisins in half and drinking extra water. Always listen to your body. And if you're on medication, check with your doctor. But for most healthy older adults, this trio is both safe and powerful. It's simple, it's gentle, and most of all, it works with your body's rhythm, not against it. 3 foods, 1 small habit, and the chance to turn your evenings into a time of quiet healing. Coming up, I'll show you what can happen when this becomes part of your life. Real changes, real people. And a reminder that healing doesn't have to be complicated. When we think about health, we often imagine big changes, new medications, complicated routines, expensive treatments. But real healing, the kind that lasts, usually starts with something far smaller. A simple shift, a quiet routine, a handful of real food before bed. That's what the Night Repair Trio represents. Not a miracle, not a cure, but a gentle nudge that helps your body do what it was always meant to do, heal while you sleep. Over the years, I've watched this bedtime habit bring steady, quiet improvements to so many of my patients. Less morning blur, fewer mental lapses, calmer sleep, brighter energy. And most importantly, a sense of control. Because when you wake up and feel just a little clearer, just a little stronger, you start your day with confidence instead of concern. And isn't that what we all want as we age? Not just to get through the day, but to feel present in it. To remember names, to read without strain, to think clearly, to live fully. That's the power of nourishment timed with purpose. So tonight, when you reach for a bedtime snack, choose differently, choose wisely, and give your body the care it deserves, not through restriction, but through intention. If you've watched this far, thank you. Truly. It means you care about your health, your mind, and your future. And I'm honored to be part of that journey with you. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'll gently tap the like button or share it with someone you care about. Your comment might inspire someone else to start their own healing habit. And if you'd like more simple, science-backed tips like this, I invite you to subscribe. Together, we're proving that aging doesn't mean decline. It means becoming more deliberate, more aware, and more powerful in how we care for ourselves. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, sleep well. Your healing begins tonight.